The best joke of priests.
A gale hits the streets of the city. However, it is not an impediment for Dr. Saperstein to be present at the doors of the convent. Brother John, asleep, opens the heavy doors of the place.
Brother, I know well that it is not the most appropriate time, but an extremely delicate situation brings me here. It is essential that I see Father Superior at this very moment.
Overwhelmed by the doctor's stern countenance, Brother John allows him to enter and leads him to the Father's chambers.
Father, you must forgive my impertinence, but Dr. Saperstein is here and requires your presence for a matter of extreme gravity.
Father Cantor opens the door to his bedroom in an unusually short time. His face denotes that he was not sleeping.
Thank you, brother. You can retire. Dr. Saperstein, I actually expected your arrival at any time.
Dr. Saperstein, without further ado, begins with his explanation.
Yes, Father. The subject that summons me is of your greatest interest. The symptoms you described to me were submitted to a group of experts for consideration, and we have concluded that your condition is clearly identified with Yamamoto disorder.
Paying his utmost attention, the father languishes, remembering his suffering.
The pain and unusual size of your testicles are due to years of celibacy. It is essential that you discharge your energy to release your tension, but it must be done in a controlled way. To do this, the experts have ruled that a woman is required to practice the sublime act of fellatio on you.
Dismayed, Father Cantor blushes but accepts the doctor's orders. After dismissing him, he retires to his chambers to calmly ponder the course of his actions. In the midst of such an altered state, he becomes trapped in the worst nightmares.
Watch the world burn!
The next day, with a clearer head, he summons Brother John.
Brother, I have known you for years, and I know very well your worldly attitude and your interest in sinful things. At this time, your sins can serve a noble end.
Intrigued by such statements, Brother John is not quite sure why Father Cantor convoked him.
A condition overwhelms my being, and, to solve it, I need your help. I'm not going to use euphemisms, so pay close attention. It is imperative that you immediately go to the nunnery on the other side of town and bring 2 nuns who are experts in the art of fellatio.
Brother John falls into the greatest stupor upon hearing such words, but he follows with greater interest the request that is being made of him.
However, given my dignity, I must demand that the nuns you bring satisfy 4 indispensable conditions.
Okay, Father, I am all ears.
First, they must be blind, since at no time should they see me. Second, they must be deaf, so as not to hear anything that is said in this convent. And third, they must be somewhat foolish, so that, even though they do not see or hear, they fail to make any connection that binds me to this sacrilegious act. Then go to fulfill this command.
Brother John has judiciously kept count. So in fear of receiving punishment, he dares to say,
Father, you will forgive my audacity, but I think I heard you that there were 4 conditions.
Yes, you're right, brother. Perhaps my unconscious blocked it. It's not something I'm really proud of, but it's part of me. The 4th condition is that the nuns must be dwarfs.
Even more confused than before, Brother John sets off to carry out his task. In record time, he returns to the convent with the 2 nuns and hands them over to Father Cantor.
Je suis folle. Je m'abandonne. Mea culpa.
The days pass and Father Cantor regains his characteristic vigor and impetus. The symptoms that afflicted him have disappeared. However, it is now Brother John who has lost his calm and is about to lose his sanity. He has become obsessed with remembering the conditions that the father imposed on him regarding the nuns. Unable to bear such a state anymore, he dares to go to Father Cantor without prior authorization.
Father, I know I'm not allowed to come like this, but I must know the truth or I will go mad. These weeks have been a tribulation for me. The 4 conditions of the nuns do not leave me alone. Actually, I can understand and accept the first 3 conditions, but the 4th, that they had to be dwarfs, does not leave me calm. I beg you to reveal to me the reason for that condition.
Brother, as I said, it's not something I'm particularly proud of. I have tried hard to fight my sins, but the vice of beer accompanies me, and I need it in my decisive moments.
Brother John is sure he will go straight to hell, but he takes courage and asks.
Okay, Father. But why 2 nuns?
That's simple, my son. My addiction to beer is such that I need to drink both ale and lagers simultaneously.
Completely certain that his perpetuation in hell is assured, Brother John utters the inevitable question.
I agree, Father. And why should they be dwarfs?
Oh, son, that's even simpler. I need the beers to be at my waist height.
The image that is forming in Brother John's mind is enough to guarantee him a place in the deepest circle of Hades. With a sly laugh, the father, proud, continues.
So you know where I would put my beers.
And it would be completely unfair to the nuns banging their heads on those shelves.